He's built team from the ground up, delivered game-changing tools for sales forecasting and customer insights. Why something is important and what
Yeah.
is the benefit that we are getting out of it. Not just
Yes.
blindly, force them to accept a technology or a solution.
For someone to transform from good to great, it will not happen overnight. It will take
Absolutely.
time, and
Absolutely.
it is an organic process, in my opinion.
That is such a powerful example of what it really takes to lead change, Mr. Ranganath. And what's striking is how you just didn't push your technology solutions. You brought people along across functions and mindset.
Or what happens at the right at the top of the leadership
Right.
in an
Right.
organizations.
Hi everyone, welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. Here we sit down with future focused leaders, innovators, and decision makers to explore how leadership, tech, and governance come together in a world that's changing fast. Today's guest brings a powerful blend of deep tech and leadership clarity. With over 17 years of experience, Mr. Ranganath currently leads engineering at Tesco, Bengaluru, overseeing data science, MLOps, and scalable AI platforms. He's built team from the ground up, delivered game-changing tools for sales forecasting and customer insights, and pioneered generative AI frameworks that are setting new standards in enterprise analytics. With prior stints at Cisco, Oracle, and NetApp, plus a patent under his name and the CTO award to his credit, Mr. Ranganath has been at the heart of some of the most complex data ecosystems out there. And yet, what stands out really is how hands on he remains, from open source transformation to ethical AI design. Mr. Ranganath, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a real pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for having me. Looking forward.
Absolutely. Looking forward to for having a great conversation here as well. So, Mr. Ranganath, let's start at the very beginning. Not the LinkedIn version, the real version. Tell
Okay.
us how it all began, what got you into tech, and what's the journey been like over the years?
Oh yeah, technology for me has been that has been I gone through the spectrum from being bored towards technology and computers to being interesting phase to being more passionate, right? So back in those days, when we had computer science in our school, it was mostly 45 minutes sessions, and we used to have this 7.5 disk floppy disk, which used to bore us to even switch on the computers, right? So from there to by my PU, the pre-university stage, where I got introduced to some of the Microsoft technologies like Visual Basic, which
Mm-hmm.
really was a pivotal for me to kind of understand what technology can be done,
Right,
and that gives you the power to build things, right? That was in my interesting phase,
right,
and through that I think I had an opportunity to kind of be part of Microsoft ambassador programs at the time of my bachelor's,
right,
and that exposed me to the world of technology which Microsoft was building, and
right.
that really laid the foundation for my interest towards the technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
So post that, yeah, and post that I once my bachelor's is done, and I got into more and more advanced courses, uh,
Mm-hmm.
above and beyond what I
Right,
was doing in
right,
my academics, right? So that really made me feel like, okay, fine, this I belong to this space, and I really enjoy doing what I'm doing, right? And then yeah, I just chose technology as my career, and initially it was not as hunky dory in the
right.
corporate world, and I had my share of the tough period through which I sailed through the experience.
Right,
And through all this while, I think what really I enjoyed as part of this technology as part of my career is that it just mind-boggling to see how how it impacts people's life and how it
Mm.
impacts the everyday
Right.
people do in their life. So yeah, then I joined few companies and learned few things, and I think I joined Cisco at early career where I was part of the Wi-Fi networks,
Okay.
Wi-Fi and WiMAX team.
Okay.
So again, there I got into systems design, writing code for Wi-Fi routers and managing Wi-Fi routers. And that was a really eye-opening, kind of situation where we could do so much with the technology,
Right.
right? And
Right.
it was
Absolutely.
impacting various domains, be it on healthcare or be it sports. Like when you deploy a Wi-Fi network in the sports stadium, you come
Right.
across a wide range of challenges and things like that. So I enjoyed doing problem solving the technical issues, and from there, I I was also, given that I was a bit passionate about the technology,
Mm-hmm.
somehow I jumped into these open source communities. That
Okay.
started building my technical leadership. Like
Right.
how do we kind of take through all the people around in the community to organizing conferences,
Right.
attending open source conferences, and that
Mm-hmm.
kind of established. I mean that actually gave me an opportunity to demonstrate my technical leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how I jumped into this career. Yeah.
Wow, wow, that's a really grounded and insightful journey, Mr. Rangnath. And I think it also gives a sense of accomplishment when you see that thing that you're working on has such a huge impact on the society, on everyone's development. So that really gives us happiness, the way you said. And it's
Yeah,
always so powerful to hear how someone's career isn't just built on titles, but on decisions, learning moments, and the courage to evolve with the industry.
absolutely.
So that's really wonderful, and thank you for sharing that with us. So, Mr. Ranganath, building an AI framework to monitor data quality and trends is visionary, but vision often meets with resistance. So, in this scenario, how do you align stakeholders across tech and business functions to buy into something that is this forward thinking?
Well, in the world of AI and data, I think we all know like data is like a new oil,
Right.
and AI is like back then when electricity was invented, it was revolutionary. So is now the AI has been
Yeah.
revolutionary. It has been ubiquitous across the domains, and you see AI everywhere now. So for AI to be like, at the end of the day, when you use AI, you need accurate results, and you need to make sure like it is used in a right way, right? So I think data plays a very important role for AI. I see that a lot of organizations, or I've seen a lot of teams kind of
Right.
overseeing the importance of data, right?
Data.
So be it in terms of quality or be it in terms of the relevance of data, the context of data, right? So I think that plays a very important role. So for an organization to adopt AI successfully,
Mm-hmm.
or kind of may not adopt AI successfully, I think data plays a pivotal role, right? I think that was one of the aspects every organization is going through right now with advent of Gen AI and so on and so forth. And if you look at the figures from the market research companies like BCG or the SP Globals of the world, you can see like 48% of the companies are struggling to adopt, and around 1% of the companies like only able to successfully adopt. And
Wonderful.
if you look at the recipe for successful adoption of AI, and data has been at the forefront, right?
Right.
So given that kind of an importance for all your investments into your AI adoption, it's evident like you need to have right tools and right technology
Right.
to make sure your data is right, and you
Right.
you have a right data to leverage on AI, right? So I
Absolutely.
think as part of a leadership, it's my responsibility, and and as a technical leader, it's my responsibility to understand and see how this problem can be solved.
Right.
So when 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 looking, so if you look at the design thinking, the first aspect of it is to empathize, to understand the problem and come up with the actual solution,
Mm.
and kind of explain to my leadership like why it is so important to have this
Okay.
investment to get this data and the data quality right
Right.
in the right perspective before we go ahead and invest in the open AIs of the world, or the
Right.
models and
Mhm.
infrastructure.
Mhm.
So that was the kind of initiatives which I started off with, and we were also able to kind of use in-house tools to demonstrate like how data with a good quality is able to give the right results or accurate
Right.
results for
Right.
the investment, and at the same time the data maybe without a proper alignment with the domain which we are trying to solve was not really up to that
Not
kind of an
successful.
accuracy,
Right.
right?
Right.
So these experimentations and these kind of the facts and figures definitely avoided or kind of mitigate the resistances which came my way. And obviously, like anything which comes new, I think we do have black
Absolutely.
caps in the team, right?
Right. Right.
So they do kind of raise a red flag, which is fair enough because um, if if everything is like, I don't want people in the team to say, "Oh, yes, boss," right?
Yes.
We need to have people who do critical thinking and come back and ask questions, because that
Right.
may actually lead you to the right direction if you're not, right?
Great.
So yeah, like for me, as a transformational leader, I try to kind of mitigate the resistance with facts and figures, and able to demonstrate that why using the data quality tools, monitoring tools, and the right solution to
Right.
identify the data quality is paramount to adoption of AI.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that is such a powerful example of what it really takes to lead change, Mr. Rangnath. And what's striking is how you just didn't push your technology solutions. You brought people along across functions and mindsets. So that's really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas with us.
I believe pushing technology into any team will further add more resistance.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
People are very much, I believe that they are sort of they resist change.
Yes.
So we need to give them why something is important and what
Yeah.
is the benefit that we are getting out of it, not just
Yes.
blindly, force them to accept a technology or a solution.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. That's it. So, Mr. Rangnath, you've been entrusted with some of the most mission critical problems in data, forecasting festive sales, customer segmentation, engineering scalable AI platforms. For those listening in who dream of doing work that really moves the needle, what mindset or philosophy separates the good from the truly great?
That's a very interesting question because I believe for someone to transform from good to great, it will not happen overnight. It will take
Absolutely.
time, and
Absolutely.
it is an organic process, in my opinion. Uh, I think for someone who needs to kind of understand how it works, they need to adopt the growth mindset and
Absolutely.
identify the problems they could solve in a better way, like
Mhm.
do more with less, right? I think that has been the mantra in the corporate world, where if you are able to achieve more with less resources,
This is
I think that's a win-win situation, right?
absolutely.
So and consistently able to prove how you are able to kind of make these changes for
Right.
good, right? And obviously that takes a lot of hard work and uh, the mindset to take everyone together and understand the other point of view, and
Right.
able to kind of leverage their thoughts. It's not like, as a leader, it's not like it's my way or highway. right? It's absolutely important to put your thoughts out and at the same time understand from other point of view
Mhm.
and do that kind of brainstorming to understand what's the right direction to go ahead with.
Right.
And, another important aspect of someone who really wants to be a transformational leader is to be like ready to fail. I think it's
Um,
very important to not only be ready to fail, it's important to fail early, right? You invest a huge amount of money, efforts, and spend like years, and at the
wow.
end of it, if you fail, that is not gonna look good. But if at all you put in the effort and able to kind of understand like this is not gonna work, be ready
Right.
to accept, and again get into the cycle of understanding why you failed and try to identify what's the right way out and start
Right.
your research and start doing things which can lead to the success, right? And obviously that kind of opens door for innovation. When I said like do more with less, obviously that kind of a situation will open doors for innovation, right?
Right.
So I think these things will definitely help for someone to kind of come out of their comfort zone and try out things and able to kind of innovate, right? So I believe this will not only help the individual to focus, right? And the other important aspect is to believe in the process rather than the outcome, right? What I believe is it's always important to take small steps to achieve the bigger, outcome.
Right.
And these principles, if you inculcate
Mm-hmm.
as your the working way of working in your team, and
Right.
as a leader, keep on trying to inculcate these kind of principles and keep trying to solve the problems. I believe over a period of time, organically, you would be able to do great things as a team.
Absolutely. That's such a nice way to put it. And it was such a sharp and honest reflection, Mr. Ranganathan. And I really like the point where you said, learn to fail and
Yes.
fail early. And it's, I guess, in everything in life, whatever we do, we are planning to do new, that is the mantra to follow
Yeah.
everywhere. And what really stands out is how clearly you've tied mindset to outcomes, not as a buzzword, but as something that actually shapes decision under pressure. So that's a
Absolutely.
wonderful reflection. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Ranganath, ESG and governance can sometimes feel like distinct boardroom ideas, but you're in the trenches building real time AI systems. How do these concepts play out practically in your world?
I think um, it's very, very interesting. Again, this question is absolutely, it shows like how AI has been ubiquitous across the domains. Uh,
Right,
the ESG is being totally, it's more about enterprise, social governance, and stuff like that. And definitely AI plays a huge role there, right? So if so at the end of the day, AI can help. It can
absolutely.
complement the board's or the organization's ESG principles, right? So we can collect the data of the
Mhm.
environment and see like how the company has been performing in their initiatives, ESG initiatives,
Right,
and reflect upon what better they can do, right?
absolutely.
So one of the examples, if I can quote, is from the Microsoft, right? They have huge data centers, right? So Microsoft uses AI to track and reduce its carbon footprint, and th- it has developed its own AI-powered tool called Project Matic, which places data centers in the ocean waters to
Okay.
avoid the too much of a carbon footprint, and
Wow.
it it kind of leverages the renewable energy sources
Energy.
that in turn reduces the carbon footprint. Microsoft also kind of uses AI to monitor the energy usage and how well it can optimize
Right.
their office or building infrastructure's energy consumption. Right, that that's like without AI, that could have been very, very distant, distant, what do you
It's a
call,
dream.
dream to achieve.
Yes.
So I can quote multiple examples where AI has played a pivotal role to make ESG principles not only tick mark on the paper, but was able to kind of achieve. Yeah. So other example which I wanted to quote was how Unilever used AI to kind of um, form their ESG principles or to achieve their ESG principles.
Right.
Unilever uses AI to monitor its suppliers' sustainability practices. The company has also partnered with a startup called SourceMap, and
Okay.
that uses the AI to track and the environmental and the social impact of suppliers' operations. This
Wow.
enables this enables Unilever to identify and address the sustainability issues across the supply chain. I think
Right.
supply chain is one of those areas where there is a lot of opportunity to use sustainability and make sure like your carbon footprint is reduced. And
Right.
Unilever has been doing a fantastic job out there, right?
Wow. Wow.
And there are companies like BlackRock, who is an asset manager. It uses AI to analyze
Mm-hmm.
their ESG's quota for the
Okay.
financial year, things like that.
Okay.
Schneider and Electric is another company who has been using the AI to optimize their carbon footprint and energy usage. So what these examples really kind of do, I mean, help us understand is the fact like ESG can be, kind of um, uh, easy to kind of an org to put across on the paper and just forget about it
Right.
at sometimes. But what AI can do is not only make these principles see the day of light, it can also reduce lot of cost for the company in their operations and their energy usage.
Absolutely. And that really brings it home, Mr. Rangnath. You've given such wonderful examples of different companies that follow, that take help of AI as an enabler to,
Yes,
uh, you know, uh, I guess, follow and implement ESG principles in their DNA. So that's really, really wonderful. And thank you for sharing that with us. So, Mr. Rangnathan, let's loosen things up a little. Time for a quick rapid fire. Just one word or short answers here.
sure. Yeah,
Ready?
yeah.
Okay. One word your team would use to describe you.
I think it's a transformational leader or innovative ed.
Wow. First job you ever did and one thing that it taught you.
Um, the first job, which was right after my grad, my first company at Emphasis. What it taught me was what I was doing in academics is totally different from what I am supposed to do in corporate world.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So, one food that always brings you back home.
I think lemon rice because when I travel across and come back home, I think that's one thing which I crave for.
Wow, that's wonderful. For me, it's dal rice. So,
Okay,
very
nice.
similar things.
Yeah,
A book or movie that stayed with you over time.
the social network
Wow, nice one.
that definitely helped me to kind of see like how someone put their thoughts together and build a company or build a product, things like that. Yeah, it was an interesting
Wow,
movie. Yeah.
wonderful. Okay, last one. If you could give one advice to your younger self, what would that be?
Well, I think I probably might have wanted to spend more time doing things outside my academics. Probably that was a time where I had a lot of time and energy to
Time.
learn, right?
Right.
I think yeah, maybe I should have spent more time to learn more.
Wow, wow, wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And with that, we've come to an end of our rapid fire. That was great, Mr. Ranganath.
Thank you.
So, as someone who's working hands on with large language models and fine tuning frameworks, How do you ensure your AI systems don't unintentionally inherit or amplify bias? Especially given the past incidents like Amazon's AI tool penalizing resumes with the word women's. What kind of ethical checks and data governance guardrails do you think should be non-negotiable in enterprise AI?
I think that is very important question for people or orgs who is trying to, kind of adopt AI, because
Right.
that has been one of the showstoppers for orgs to adopt AI. That is the bias, the
Yes.
stuff like that, right? So
Right.
I believe again, data plays a pivotal role there, right? When you're building your AI, when you're fine tuning a model, or when you're kind of trying to leverage your data to AI, I think
Right.
it's quite evident to have that bias, depending on how your data has been,
Right.
prepared to leverage onto AI. And at the same time, it's important to have the governance as a or onto what is that you can do with AI and what
Right.
you're not supposed
Right.
to do, and what are the models you would be as an org collectively agree upon using it and not using it. Same with the tech stack, right? So
Right.
there is a saying in the data world or in AI called garbage in, garbage out.
Okay.
So what it means is, like, if you feed in the garbage, you would
You
get
will
the
get
garbage out, right?
right. Right.
So it's very important for you to prepare the data in such a way and understand and do the due diligence on your data through your
Right.
analysis,
Right.
through the various statistical methods, to see that your data is diverse and
Right.
not like very very um, biased.
Right.
Say for example, if I have to explain, if you're teaching a kid to recognize an apple, right? So if you keep on educating the kid with the features of that apple, like how it tastes, what's the color of the apple, and what's the structure, the various forms and the structure of the
Right.
apple,
Right.
kid will learn, right? Next time when you bring in some apple, he'll be able to, you know,
Recognize.
recognize it. So apple, as in, it's mostly red in color or pink in color, whatever it is. So just imagine if there is a new apple which is in green color, right? So this is the bias which you are kind of inculcating when you are educating your kid onto,
Right.
like, how he is supposed to recognize an apple. But what
Right.
if he had kind of been given the data like that apple could be also green color, right?
Right.
So he
Right.
wouldn't be kind of tripping there when there is a new feature for him to recognize what exactly it is.
Right. Right.
So, so that is the aspect from the data point of view, to make sure your models are not biased.
Right.
Having said that, as an organization, you have all kind of data which comes in various forms. So you will have the, I mean, given that we are using AI agents which can automatically take this data in from the various landscapes of your organization, it's very important to have these guardrails as well. So when we say guardrails, let's say like you're a company, you're a healthcare company, and you have built answering machine or answering
Right.
bot for your
Right.
customers. And if someone comes and starts asking e-commerce questions, right? I think the bot should be intelligent enough to understand, right? Okay, this is not my domain of
Mine.
expertise, or it's not my
Mhm.
area for me to,
Right.
answer. So these that kind of the knowledge, or that kind of guardrails has to be put across in your systems. There is a software to to kind of make AI to take certain inputs and
Okay.
make sure that certain input outputs are also not kind of generated from AI. Say for
Okay.
example, if
Okay.
someone comes and say, "What is this organization CEO's package structure?" Right?
Okay. Got it.
So it can be anything, and there, I mean, with advent of some sophisticated AI stuff which is happening right now, there is also an downside of security aspect of it, right?
Right.
So so it's extremely important for you to choose the right model, to understand how the model behaves under
Mhm.
certain situations, And
Right.
when if you're fine tuning, make sure you use the right data. And
Right.
thirdly, you have all the preventive measures as well. Like if there is an input which is quite malicious, or if there is a output which model is model has generated, so
Mm-hmm.
how do you safeguard that? That is through guardrails. I think these are the aspects which would incorporate into your AI stack
Yes.
in an org
Right.
to make sure.
Wow, wow. And I was reading about the Amazon AI, bias. So this is what I understood, and now I can, since you were able to, you answered it, so it clarified my doubts. So that also, took bias from how people were getting hired,
Yeah,
and those were primarily male employees. So yeah, now
exactly.
I understand. So and you gave such a clear-eyed perspective, Mr. Ranganath. What really lands is how seriously you take the responsibility of building systems that don't just work but work ethically.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. It's
absolutely,
it's
and
it's it's just not about a fancy thing today to for an arc to say, look, I have
right,
adopted AI. At the same
right,
time, we need to make sure that it is more responsible and use ethics as a paramount
absolutely,
as part of your
absolutely.
leverage.
And I guess this is where governance plays an important role.
Very important role. Yeah.
Right, right. So thank you for sharing that. So, Mr. Rangnath, you recently joined the Directors Institute. I'd like to know what motivated you to take that step and how has the experience added value to your leadership lens?
Well, that's again a very thought-provoking question. Um, well, have throughout my career, I've been part of the technical roles,
Right.
and even though I jumped into my management role like around a decade back, I
Mm-hmm.
have been doing a lot of technical work, and
Right.
at the same time, the management work also goes hand by hand.
Mhm.
I think I wanted to understand more about the corporate governance,
Okay.
and I was also very interested to understand how or what happens at the right at the top of the leadership
Right.
in an
Right.
organizations. That thought came in when I was I joined an accelerator called Founder Institute
Okay.
for one of my ideas which got shortlisted for a startup.
Wow.
So I as I kind of started developing interest onto the corporate governance, the corporate leadership, and the way the decisions are made, because it is at that level of leadership which
Right.
which I've seen like either it's a make or break for a company,
Right. Right.
right? A simple example is like what happened with Nokia and years back, right?
Right.
So one decision could change the whole, you know, the reputation, the
Of the
market for the
right.
company.
Right.
So it was very curiosity. It was a curiosity for me to understand how the corporate leadership works and what happens in the boardrooms. Yeah. So one decision of Nokia really changed the market for the Nokia as a brand,
Right.
and that really become a very important decision for the company. So for me, it was very important, and I developed this curiosity to understand what happens in these boardrooms and the corporate governance, like how the decisions are made, right?
Right.
So
Right.
because that was actually having a repercussion or cascade effect in the whole operations, which
Agreed.
I was also part of sometimes, because
Agreed.
I was wondering
Agreed.
like, okay, we are doing good. Why is this kind of decisions made at the
Right.
top, which is
Right.
impacting me this way, right?
Right.
Maybe a project was dropped, or they didn't agree upon the idea which engineering team kind of put forth.
Right.
So these that's a kind of curiosity which kind of made me to kind of leap into the world of governance, corporate
Right.
governance, and leadership.
Right.
Uh, the catalyst was also my participation in this Founder Institute, which was an
Mm-hmm.
accelerator program for startups in back
Mm-hmm.
in 2004 2005 frame,
Okay.
and I think that also helped me to get some understanding of how the orgs work I start off with how the small companies work, and as it grow, what
Right.
happens, how the
Right.
boardrooms are formed, and who are all part of the boardrooms, what are their responsibilities, and how do they arrive at the decisions. But
Right.
I really I like the idea of someone who is a tech savvy to be a part of that kind of a leadership forum.
Right.
Then I thought like I think I need to kind of achieve that. That was my vision. I mean, I wanted to be part of a board. I wanted to be part of the corporate governance, the one who can make a decision, who can help the orgs to grow, and
Right.
avoid making the decisions which can be detrimental to orgs.
Right, right. Wow, wow. That really puts into perspective, Mr. Rangnath. And it's really inspiring that a person with such a lot of such an extensive career and so much knowledge is still open to learning new things. And I also believe that, a person with technical knowledge as yourself would be a good addition to a boardroom and help a company take strategic decisions. So
Absolutely.
all the best to your journey, sir, and I hope you achieve what you've decided for yourself. Just wanted to say thank you for not just sharing the tech and the systems, but also for being so honest about your journey, the challenges you faced, and what really fuels your work. And to everyone listening, whether you are building tech, leading teams, or stepping into governance, we hope today's episode gave you some insight into what it takes to lead with clarity and courage in today's world. This is FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute. Until next time, lead with intention and stay curious. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me as part of this podcast.